Welcome back to Transport Fever 2. I am Railroad Tycoon Rever. Not feeling like too much of a railroad tycoon these days, but hey, everybody has to start somewhere, right? Even the greatest rail, like I think Carnegie was a relatively poor. His parents, I think, were relatively poor immigrants before. Well, was he the railroad guy? He was a steel guy. I don't know if he ever got into railroads too much. I think he might have, but anyway, whatever. I got a great suggestion, and I think this is actually a good learning experience. The suggestion was that Norfolk is like when we send passengers from Norfolk to Des Moines, we're getting paid for the straight distance. That's why I'm up here in my helicopter as opposed to at one of the cities. Des Moines is all the way over here. I'm not sure how much you guys can see. Hopefully, you can see it in your smaller screens, or at least if you're on a normal computer screen. And Norfolk is down here. So we're going a very long distance around this triangle in order to get people from Des Moines to Norfolk and back again. And we're doing a little bit of a smaller triangle between Rochester and Des Moines. And the reason I say I think this is a pretty good learning experience is if we come to our tracks, and if I click on Des Moines to Norfolk, and then I'll pin that, and then I'll do the same thing with Des Moines to Rochester, and we take a look at the finances, we're losing money on Des Moines to Norfolk. Now, part of that might be because the train's awful expensive and we don't have that many cars going back and forth, and I'm not even sure that they're 100% full every single time. So there's a number of issues there. But if we look at our finances from Des Moines to Rochester, we're just about break even. We've almost made money once or twice, though again, I'm not sure that that's the thing, that's the only reason, right? Is this distance. But you can see that this kind of a triangle where we're doing a little more direct. I mean, it's not what you would call direct at all. It's a little more direct than this is, which is like to go way over here kind of and then come all the way back, right? This is a little bit friendlier. So I think what I would like to do is improve these two situations with keeping in mind that I want to get some other things done. Now, I don't know how smart it is to combine these tracks exactly, but let's close all this stuff and get into track laying mode. And we're going to build a track between Des Moines and Norfolk and Des Moines and Rochester. So tracks. And I think we have some pretty flat land. I didn't really look 100%, but yeah, it's pretty flat. Now, how do we want to get in here? I don't want to overcrowd the lines too much. I don't want to get into this hill, so I think we'll come in from the south here. Maybe we'll start over this way, spin all the way around. Yeah, so we want to kind of get around this hill. So I think when it comes to getting into Des Moines and going to Norfolk, we're better off going this way. Now, we only have a single track for the passengers coming out of here. So let's continue that. I don't want to jam it up too much. So we'll come here. Oh, wait. Before I get off into other things. The other thing that I was looking at when looking at our profit, right? I've been really worried, overly so, about, and the reason I did all of that was because I guess in the beginning when I was starting out playing, I was so worried about the price of the tracks but really when we look at our railroads here and like say what we paid last year, we only paid $300,000 for track maintenance, but we paid $7 million for vehicles. So I definitely think it's worth building the extra track to a degree, right? You could still, this line may not be profitable enough from here to there because of the track maintenance, plus the lower passengers, plus there could be other things going on here. But what I'm also, just so you know, hoping to do with at least a portion of this track is start connecting up the wrenches here. Like, so we can, I'm not sure if we should make wrenches in Garden Grove here, or we also have another option, I think, up here. Yeah, we could make wrenches up here by McAllen and then bring the wrenches back down. So a little bit, I don't want to get into that too much right now. Let's stick to one subject a little bit. But what I'm hoping to do by building across this road is make it a little bit sensible to kind of catch up with wrenches and lumber and kind of work our way all the way up to McAllen next as we get more money. And oh, you know what? I paused it to start the video and then I never unpaused it. But we can run with it. I think our money is stable enough that we shouldn't run out while we're doing this. So let me put it on this mode here, even though it makes it hard to see the tracks. It would be nice if we could do a little bit more to see the tracks at that point. So yeah, let's come off. I don't want to be quite that sharp. Yeah, can we make that? Yeah, I don't want to go too slow, especially because this will be passengers. Can we come out? Yeah, let's. Now I don't want to come too close because if we ever get into longer trains, yeah, let's just deal with this hill. A little bit of a sharp turn. All right. I don't think that'll be too bad. Yeah, now where are we heading towards exactly? Oh wait, we're kind of going the wrong way anyhow. Yeah, I guess I should turn. Yeah, you know what, we can go on the other side of this road, I think. Yeah, it's got a little bit of hill to it. Is that unreasonable? Yeah, see, we don't, whatever that is. I really have conflicted feelings about that because I wish it wouldn't turn it so white somehow. Maybe just put like white lines on the map. Yeah, I think we can buzz right by this one. All right, like it's easier to see what the track looks like here. Like especially as you come up here, just kind of make sure you're not doing some super huge, but then you don't really get the same feel for the... Right, and then what I would do is tie this, like I said, I want this to, yeah, I think this would be right to tie it in that way because if we ever double tracked it, this one is going to this right hand side here, right? So if we ever did double track it, now we might have a little bit of a conflict here with this, but if we were to just tie this in, right after our crisscross, well, we'd probably want to sort of double, since we already have this double. Yeah, let's do something like that. And then, just for now, we're just going to do a single track. Might cost us a little bit extra in the long run. But I don't have a lot of faith. Okay, I like to do that. It doesn't really snap. There you go. I don't know. To me, for some reason, and then I'll just do something like this. It's going to slow them down a fair amount, but all right. So now. Let's see what that does for, I guess the best, we'll use this one. Trains, Des Moines, Norfolk. Yep, so now, yes, so now we're going to just head back and forth here. We only have one train on the line. Let's do managed vehicles. Where is it? Yep, we'll do trains. Des Moines, Norfolk. So we only have one train, so we'll see how much more profitable that becomes over a little bit of a period of time, right? Where we've just cut out, I mean, we've cut the distance in like half. And then now hopefully we can work that, you know, I don't know how much we really want to combine these trains. Now the comment was, you know, I'm going to open it up here real quick. Sorry. the comment was also about the speed of the trains. So in other words, they are saying that you get, where is it here? Antonio says, yeah, slower locomotives. Now the reason I did the slower locomotives is because I realized that they would be on the line with these, with our regular cargo train. So, you know, let's just see how this goes. I don't know that I want to spend the money to upgrade this train quite yet, but maybe we should at least look into what it would cost. Now that he's on his own high-speed line, would that help us to, yeah, manage vehicle? Okay, sorry, I like to do that. All right, if we were to do this and get him 100-kilometer train, or do we want to do a 75? I think the cars that we have are up to, yeah, 110. So, oh, look, we have the Atlantic. The Atlantic really, oh, wait, add the Atlantic. Yeah, the Atlantic would cost us $2 million more. I don't know that we're ever going to really see that back. Now, would he be going, you know what, we don't, 100-kilometer train is fine. But what if we, let's get rid of this one. The 10-wheeler is significantly less, and we don't really need as big and powerful a train. Now, is this one, that one, yeah, I think let's go with this one. And then, yeah, we really don't have enough passengers. I probably should have looked at that a little bit better. All right, let's not do anything for this exact second. And says, okay, so the Des Moines destinations, and we want to look for Norfolk. 38 are sitting there, or 38 destinations. I'm not 100% sure how to read that, but, and then Norfolk, Des Moines, 38. So, yeah, it seems like 40 if we're, because we just increased our rate a lot. So, yeah, let's go back to that train. Does it remember what I did? Des Moines, Norfolk, modified train. Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, so let's go up, add a 10-wheeler, and it'll cost us 1.6 million. But there we go. So now we should have a good fast train back and forth, taking Andre's suggestion, or I'm sorry, Antonio's suggestion, sorry about that, into account there. And then let's think about doing the same thing. Now, I guess we have to, well, they should just sit there and wait, right? There's only 2 trains on this line, right? And then we have a little bit more of a project. Let's close that and then just take a look at this tool. Yeah, and then where would we, yeah, so we want to head like right up this road, probably on this side of this road, and it looks like it's just as flat as can be. Good. All right, so let's get rid of that tool. And I think we definitely want to come off of a double, like where we can. And then this one has 2 trains on it, so let's just complete the one line without it costing us too much. I kind of want to get over there a little bit quicker without slowing them down too much. All right, then we're just going to go straight up here. Getting right for it. 88,000. What does that look like? Yeah, not too bad. Check the box. All right, now we're getting close. Let's. I need to think. I need to go back down the other end. Let's go. So this was on the track that would be coming. This is going into here, right? This is the right-hand side. Oh. Right-hand side track. All right, so somehow, somewhere not too close. Yeah, see, our crossing is all the way out over here. That's all right. We'll make it sharp. We'll slow them down a bunch, but right, and then so we're on the right-hand side track, which would be this one. Alright, and then we'll complete the left-hand side track, hopefully relatively painlessly. And we could probably even just consider passing zones, I guess, but hit the wrong button. Hit the E instead of the W. I'll just do a little tiny section. I don't think the sections matter, right? Like doing all the smaller sections, I think it's cheaper. I think it's just like per foot. No added bonus for each section. Now, the other, let's just take it to here. Right, and then we want to, okay. That, yeah, looks a little goofy, but, oh, because there's, I don't know. Right, it didn't put them parallel to each other for some reason, but they're, whatever. I'm good with it. All right, there we go. So now that's attached. Now what are you doing? You're waiting for that guy. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. But all right, the good news is, yeah, I guess we could use some more signals. Let's put one. Yeah, do we really want them? Yeah, I guess a train could come in here and sit and wait, as long as it didn't wait. All right, so we would stage one in there, and then they probably need not too many. We only have 2 trains. I just don't want them to be always interfering with each other, right? So I'm thinking maybe if we just put a signal here. Let me know what you think of that. Oh, did I get it right? Yeah. All right, just so that they have a little bit of leeway, I guess you could call it, where they won't sit there forever and a day and wait. Now, what do we have going on here? This could be, I think we need to move those signals back. Yeah, this is almost where I want to have like the workers and resources system of chain signals. But then I have to just remember that these sort of work like chain signals. Yeah, so do we just do something like this in this case? And then get rid of these 2? Right? Does that compute? Yeah, so I guess they'll wait there, and then when they get out, the other train could come that way, and then the only other problem we would have is if these trains get too close to each other, one of them might wait right here and mess up the other one. So we'll keep an eye out for that. But in other words, it would have to clear this signal before the train would clear this one. Now, I guess what we could do to prevent that is make this. All right, let's move that. Nope. I thought it was on the. I probably had the delete tool out. That's very dangerous, that delete tool. All right, like if we just put this like a little bit further away, but then the problem is you kind of guarantee a delay each time. And same thing here. If we don't have more, well, we do have a signal like right up here. Yeah, let's see if that at least would get the train off of here. Now, let's go take a look at our lines. Passenger, Desum, Rochester. Yep, good. So now they're going to come into here. And they should have a, if we go back to our helicopter, a much straighter shot at going back and forth. Look, there's one train already using it. Very good. And then are we on this track? Yes, we are. So now let's take a look at our finances. Pin this guy again. Well, it's a little bit too easy, a little bit too soon to tell, I think. But all right. Let's just see if this. Well, just even with that little bit, let me move this guy off to this side. You can see we've already come a lot closer to making money. Now, the problem that we're going to have now is, do we have enough passengers back and forth? Like, are they full? If we do 40 of 40, well, that's good. So if we can stay at 40 of 40, we should be making money. And then the only other thing to say towards proof of that Antonio was right, I'm not doubting it, but if we were to look at this line, this passenger Desm Garden, and we look at the finances, this line's just new, but look how we're actually really making money, and that's a direct shot with a faster train back and forth. Now we should probably talk about faster trains here as well, right? Yeah, now that we got their own special line. Manage vehicle, and we're gonna do this twice. Can we do this? Okay. All right, I don't know how this is gonna work out, but I don't think I ever tried to do them twice. Now here, yeah, that's mediocre. What is the advantage to this one? 700. Well, it's certainly. Well, this one seems to last longer. Not that I'm too worried about the lifespan, but yeah, you know, I like this 10-wheeler for now. I don't know if you guys agree, but let's do this and then. Okay, can I drag that? Oh, down. Over. Yeah, put it at the front. Don't put it at the back. All right, modify for 3.2 million. So at least that's a bit of an upgrade. And we can learn more about the trains as time goes on, but there we go. So now we have much faster trains. Let's see what that does to our, like, we might be overdoing it a little bit because we're now down to like 6, or that's Desm Garden, 26 minute, but that still seems like a long time. Yeah, that seems like there's something wrong with that. Right? I mean, because frequency 9 minutes, Desm Rochester, but then Desm Norfolk. How is Desm Norfolk 26 minutes? Or is that from like the old timing, meaning before? Right? So is it like not updated yet with the new route that we have? I don't know. Okay, so I would like to pause the video for a minute, catch my breath, and then think about what the next thing we're going to do is in light of getting some things and starting up another cargo thing and where we should start and where we're not. Just recollect my thoughts so I can come out of the box swinging, as they say. So there we go. So, and that'll give it, I'll play time a little bit just so we can see before the end of the episode how it goes. All right, see you guys in 1 minute. Or 10. Okay, I had to put a signal in here because it was causing just because there was a train on these two, it was causing this guy to stop. Now what I was hoping to do is just stop him. Can I stop him while he's unloaded? Yeah, like if I just stop him here, and we can wait until this guy just left, and I'm not sure where the Norfolk train is at this moment, but I'd like this guy to get a little further up there at least, and then I'm really thinking of actually pulling this guy off of the line. Yeah, maybe we do that. Now, if we hit this send to depot, it doesn't give us the choice, right? But if we manage vehicles and yeah, we're past, yeah, this one. Now, which guy is this? This is 10, so the other one must be, right? Can we, oh, no, I don't understand. Did I just send them both to the depot? Shoot. Oh, there goes No, all right, so no, that's not at all what I wanted to do. All right, so you're going to be Desum Rochester, and then yeah, you're on the wrong track anyway. So or trying to head the wrong direction. So let's flip you around, right? And then we just lost all that money. But I don't think we have enough passengers for 2 trains. Now, let's just see how that guy does. And this guy, yeah, he can head back to the depot, right? If when we unstop him, yeah, heading for depot. Oh, no. Yeah, see, heading for depot, flip around, and head over to the depot. And the reason for sending him to the depot is let's see if we can find another job for him that would make sense. Like Garden Grove is a nice big city, and so is, yeah, or do we want to try to stay, closer in? Now, this train's very powerful and could do many different wonderful things, and I'm thinking maybe what we do, see, is maybe, what we could do? I don't think this is too triangular. It wouldn't be ideal, but it's, would we really need one straight across? Yeah, I guess that would make a big difference. But Norfolk just doesn't have that many people. It seems like you really want to do this with your bigger cities, like Rochester to Des Moines to Garden Grove. Now, do we have another big city down this way? Gainesville is what? 201. Yeah, that's a pretty big city. The Stockton's a pretty big city at 173 without any help or assistance, right? Yeah, so, part of me wants to just send them from Norfolk to there, but then that would also, we would have to double this track anyhow. All right. Yeah, you know what? We might end up just selling him. Now, do you get more money if you sell them from the depot? Right? Is there a train? No, maintenance. All right, so he's sold. So hopefully we got more money because we sold him from the depot. And, yeah, we kind of messed that whole thing up. So now we only have one train. Oh, that's train number 2. We only have one train, number 10. Yeah, 54 people. So hopefully, by the way, I was looking at the finances here, and seemed to have gotten smaller, but it's, we were barely making any money, and I think we'll make a lot more money with one train. I'm not really that worried about maxing it out right this moment. Like, I'd rather just see these trains as full as possible. Like, that one's not full. This one is. So, like, if we look at the finances on this guy, well, we didn't make money in the 1 quarter. That could have been because of the waiting thing, too, right? Because I had them waiting because of the signaling issue I had there. Now, we probably should worry about a signaling issue here. Nah. You know what? I don't think it's going to hurt us. It might cost us $25 a pop, but for like maintenance, but yeah, I think I'm just going to do this to make sure he doesn't end up stopping because somebody comes in here or something like that. All right, there we go. So what I think I would prefer to do is start saving. We're making money. So in the last few minutes, like, let's figure out what we're going to actually do with getting up to McAllen, I think. And we have, I think where I would start is over here. Now we can use this track, I think, to get lumber from here into this lumber yard, and then we can come down here, kind of avoiding this hill, even though I know it's not the world's straightest path, right? Or do we just build it over here and go around this way? Is that more direct? Because we want to take lumber to either both here, which would be good, because with that lumber, if we got the other angle iron steel, we could also go to McAllen with the sprockets, the machines, and then, but we could also bring the lumber up to here. So yeah, I think it might be better to, let's see, how hilly is this? It's not, well, we got that where it's not hilly. We do sort of have that farm right in the way. Or do we just come down this way and go around the hill? Or is it better to build a tunnel even though it's more expensive? Or just do our best to get around that hill? Let's see. Let's see how far away we can build the station here. All right, and we would want... Yeah, I'm thinking we would want a pass-through cargo station if... Yeah, like will you... Nah, so you won't pick up... Let's Z it a few times. Yeah, you would pick it up here. Which means we could just build like a road over this way. Right, if we did it... Well, we'd want to be enough off of the... Yeah, see, I don't know if we're really going to get that in there that well. Now, we could come over here. Yeah, that might be... Yeah, I'd rather avoid... Yeah, I really want to see if we could get attached. It's almost like we're... Like, in other words, one of the trains is going to go out over this way. Yeah, I think we're just going to deal with this hill as best we can. But what is close enough? I'm having a hard time getting this to sit in there. Yeah, see, that would be close enough. If we could get it like here, that would be close enough. But we kind of need to get further away if we're... Yeah, would that be close enough there? I hate to build this station and find out it's not. So let's build a street. Right, and then... Yeah, that is close enough. Let's... Yeah, see, I really... I'm not overly in love with that. Let's keep it further. But that is attached. Right, and then what can we do? Kind of backed myself up against the hill here, but... Right, we're kind of going way uphill. Which means we'd... Yeah, well, let's just get across the road going way up the hill. And then we can cut. Yeah, see, that's just like a little bit up the hill. Right? Yeah, if we could stay right in this line. Yeah, that's level. That's not so bad. So we have that little bit of not so level. Right, that's kind of cutting into the hill an awful lot, but at 135 grand, but that will keep us level now. Yeah, I don't want this to get too expensive. Right. So we're wrapped up and around that hill. So I think what we'll do in this episode, let's just get this part of it built, and then we'll come back in the next episode. Now, yeah, I probably should have made sure this would attach first. Yeah, no, you can, I want a bit of like a siding here. Yeah, as a matter of fact, we're going to take this. All right, because I could picture two trains on here at some point. Now, can we jump 2 tracks? Yeah. All right, so now that train can share that track. Hopefully that's not a mistake. And then come all the way up here. And we could just probably do like a little terminus station kind of as far away from that thing as we can on this road. Yeah, is that the not so bright gray? Yeah, see, it gets less bright when you're a little further away. And then we'll probably... Yeah, if we're going to do it there, we might as well just do it here. All right, cargo station. By the time we build all this track, I'm feeling like we probably shouldn't even combine them, but... Yeah, just come straight out of there. I'm okay with you being downhill. Right, are we just doing more to complicate things by having them come out onto the same track? See what I mean? Like, we're just adding traffic. We might just be better off like doing this, right? Because at this point, we're just going to have one train. And even though they cross, I think we could deal with this easier than all of this that I did. Let me know what your guys' thought is, but let's demolish this before it gets... Right now. Yeah. All right, so a little bit of a goofy scenario, but or at least in some ways. Yeah, so we've effectively just built its own separate track all the way across there that has to cross this one, and we just didn't do it with a bridge, right? We could have put a bridge in there. All right, and I'm assuming we should just keep going on with the building of things, but like I said, I'd like to do that in the beginning of the next episode, and also maybe give it a chance that I could get your guys' comments on what's the best thing to do. So just to recap, the plan will be wood to lumber, and then we're going to come up to here, and we're going to get... Yeah, you know what? I'm kind of liking the idea of starting out. We come all the way up to McAllen, and we drop our lumber off here. There's no other real lumber closer, right? And that will just automatically make us tools. And then we could start building the line all the way down this way. Kind of maybe even come around the other side of that hill. Because we could pick up iron here and coal here, as well as somewhere back here there's coal. Oh, there it is, right over here. We can get this coal into our angle iron factory, right? And also pick up coal and iron here if we need to, but get iron up to here, and then we'll have the angle irons that we can feed into this. So if we can ramp up the amount of lumber we're bringing up here, because the only other thing, like I said, there's no real lumber up this way, so it's not like we would get it from any place else. And then at that point, if you look, we would have sprockets and wrenches. And if we were to take those sprockets and wrenches, that's exactly what Garden City needs. So we could just make this a whole thing at that point. So let me know what you guys think of that. I think I like that plan. It's you know, and I won't play any time for it, and I'll probably, well, we'll see. I have to record some of these episodes ahead just for the sake of my work schedule, but I'm kind of far ahead now, so I may try to hold my horses, or I'm just going to come back and build it, and you guys can still let me know what you think after the fact, but we'll see what happens. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope that you're, okay with putting up with my not making so much money, and let's just take a real quick last look at our passenger. So we'll pin that. Yeah, so our passengers certainly made money in the last quarter with this is the Desum Garden, which is, let's head over there. We'll take a look real quick. We have a minute. All right, it's this line here between Garden Grove and Des Moines. And then Desum Norfolk, which is the one we just put in at the very beginning of the episode. Let's see, are we making some money? Oh yeah, look at that. We're making money. Not a ton, but that's okay. Now, hopefully, and I think with these numbers, given the amount of track maintenance, I think we're overcoming the track maintenance, which was sort of one of my overblown fears. And then the final one, we took, this was kind of all a big mess here. But yeah, look, we're made that profitable, at least in the last quarter, right? So the last quarter for each of these train lines is now profitable. It's not costing us like it was before. And so I think we've got things. Now the only other train line we have, which is Norfolk to Rochester, which is a pretty straight one. That's on the existing line. So let's see what the finances of this. You know, not really so great. Yeah, so we could take a look at maybe even eliminating that line, or maybe it'll become more profitable as we provide Norfolk with more goods or something, or just the cities get bigger. Maybe the destinations, there'll be more people wanting to go that way. All right, well there we go. So we at least turned we made profitable passenger lines. That's very good. Maybe that's the title for the video. All right, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.